Welcome to this Studio Recorder video from the American Printing House for the Blind. I'm your host, Rob Meredith, a software developer here at APH. Today, we'll discuss the layout of Studio Recorder. We'll cover what you expect to find in the Studio Recorder window and give a general overview of what most of the controls do. When you first open Studio Recorder, you are presented with an empty document window. This allows you to start recording immediately if you wish, or open another document. At the top of the Studio Recorder window, you'll find the traditional title bar, like most apps have, and under the title bar, you'll find the menu bar. Underneath the menu bar, you'll find two toolbars. The uppermost toolbar, the standard toolbar, is used for file operations, like opening and saving files. The lower toolbar is the transport toolbar. The transport toolbar has commands for playing, recording, stopping, and navigating in a document. You can move your mouse over the icons in the toolbar to see a tooltip showing what each control does. While the toolbars are docked by default, you can move them to any location in the Studio Recorder window by dragging them with a mouse. If you're more of a keyboard user and prefer to hide the toolbars, you can turn them off from the View menu. Underneath the toolbars, you'll find the peak meter. The peak meter shows the level of the recorded or played back audio signal. At the right end of the peak meter, you'll find two numeric values, which show the peak level of the signal. These are called the peak holds. If you are using a screen reader, you can press the letter A at any time to hear the peak holds. To reset the peak holds, press the letter R. Like the toolbars, you can drag the peak meter to any place in the Studio Recorder window. You can also resize the peak meter to make it much smaller and get it out of the way. At the bottom of the Studio Recorder window is the status bar. The status bar displays important information about the state of the program. The status bar displays a lot of information, and some of it is displayed in a very condensed manner, such as a single character or an abbreviation. Consult the Studio Recorder manual for details on what each item in the status bar means. You can also use the status bar tab of the settings dialog to control which items appear in the status bar and how you'd like them sorted. You may, for example, prefer to have the items you consider most important to be first or on the left side of the status bar. The final thing you'll find in the Studio Recorder window are one or more document windows. For this video, I have one document window open, and I have it maximized so that it takes up all of the available room in the Studio Recorder window. The document window has its own title bar displaying the name of the document, and either the Wave View, which is the default, or a Time View. The Wave View shows a graphical representation of the recorded audio. You can use the Wave View tab in the settings dialog to change the colors used by the Wave View if you wish. The Time View shows the current time in the document using a large font. This allows you to quickly glance at the display to see how long you've been recording. Studio Recorder automatically switches to the Time View when necessary. For example, while recording or when playing an MP3 file. If you prefer to use the Time View all of the time, you can control this in the View menu. There are several attributes of the Wave View which can be controlled. These attributes include the ruler, the mark bar, mark lines, and the scroll bar. The ruler shows the current time in the document. The mark bar shows an indicator for each mark in the document. The indicator indicates the type of mark. Mark lines are lines which are displayed in the Wave View for each mark and are of different lengths depending on the type of mark. The scroll bar at the bottom of the Wave View indicates where you are in the document in a relative way, and allows you to quickly scroll through the document with the mouse. This has been a Studio Recorder video from the American Printing House for the Blind.